Hey, good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Davina's along with us. John's along with us. Kevin's along with us. Sean's with us. Eric, Bernie, Cliff. We usually have a real nice crowd. And I think tonight will be no different, right? I like that music. as you can tell, I like the music. I really do. I think it's pretty cool to be able to add music here to Wednesday Night Live. Anyway, my name is Mike Avery, also known as the Big Guy. Glad to have you along with us on tonight's Wednesday Night Live. Mike is with us. Ross, who was with us this morning, is back. Jim, good evening. How are you? Hello, Chris. Nice to have you along with us on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Richard. David checking in from the Southwestern UP. How are you, David? Tracy. Davina says, Mike, what day is it? You know what day it is. It's hump day. Hello, Tim. How are you? Nice to have you with us. Randy, Jerry, and lots of other folks. My name is Mike Avery. This is another edition of Wednesday Night Live. I do this every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Hump day. Oh, that's right. Hello, Paul. How are you? Checking in from Dickinson, North Dakota. Overtime gas prices are wild up here. You got to work some overtime. Hello, Michael. How are you? Ed's in Port Clinton, Ohio. I know what you're doing, Ed. You're walleye fishing. Kenny Slavens of J Sporting Goods, jsportinggoods.com. How are you, buddy? You like the music? I do too. It's like, no, I haven't been looking for any morels. I'm too busy looking for turkeys. Oh, yeah, Ed's down. Hello, Heather. How are you? Nice to have you along with us tonight on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. We tentatively have some special Wednesday Night Lives coming up. Johnny says he was mowing, and they got the notification, shut it down. Mike is on live. Hello, Billy. Nice to have you along with us as well. What happened to summer? It was a really short summer, wasn't it, Tim? I know. As I was walking out the door this morning, I had shorts on. I thought, I'm going to wear jeans instead. I was darn glad I had the jeans on, wishing I had a jacket. Hello, Paul. Uncle Johnny, how are you, buddy? Thanks for coming to Addie's game. Last night was a little different than the games you saw on Friday. Last night was a 19-0 and a 20-0 Mercy, 2 games in a row. Hi, Julie. Hello, Rick. She had a good day. They all had good days yesterday. It was, like I said, literally a different ball game, Johnny. You're welcome, Randy. Randy is a boat captain for the Walleye for Warriors event coming up. Johnny's brother David was mowing as well. You guys have some common DNA, I think, there, huh? Let me pull up my calendar here. A couple of things I want to talk about that are tentatively in the works. Okay, this is the 18th. We will do a normal Wednesday Night Live, as normal as they get, next Wednesday, the 25th. It is my goal, if I have my angler quest by June 1st, Wednesday, June 1st, I will do a Wednesday Night Live from the boat. Probably not fishing, just sitting at the dock, walking you through that 2022 angler quest. And then on the 8th, this is a tentative plan. This is not locked in. I will be live from the Brenton USA factory in Lansing, where I finally get to see my new 350 Legend. What is a 350 Legend shoot? It's shoots 350 Legend ammo. Very excited for that. Very excited. 2 Fingers of Buffalo Trace. Listen to Mike Avery. As soon as I get done, I'm going to put a couple fingers of Maker's Mark. Hello, Ron. How are you doing this evening, buddy? Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters. You've got guys coming up, what, next week, Ron? Real soon. Ed got the email back from Walleye for Warriors. He's a boat captain as well. Johnny says, I'll be right back. He's going to get a beer. That Walleye for Warriors event is really a lot of fun. Yeah, you can call me captain. I am a licensed charter captain. You don't need a boat to be a licensed charter captain. It sure does help. And I will have one here in a couple of weeks. It's 108 degrees in Vegas right now. Holy guacamole. Next weekend, Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitter says next weekend he is starting with his hunters. Jason Karstens is coming down from the Sioux to be a boat captain for Walleye for Warriors. Bringing the Angler Quest, Jason, or are you bringing the other boat? Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. David says he's got it half done. He'll finish the rest tomorrow. I heard someone wants to get a waiver for veterans and folks with a CCW. Heard someone wants to get a waiver for veterans and folks with a CCW not to take a hunter safety class. I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about that. You're bringing down the Angler Quest. Johnny says, I'm back, and he's got a beer in his hands now. I'll bet you. I knew what you meant, Jason, the Angler Quest. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. What are the brown spots on the walleye? What is the word in the brown spots on the walleye? Nothing. An absolute anomaly. 4 fish out of the entire Lake Huron fishery. I'm not concerned about it in the least. Those things happen. However, if somebody catches a fish with those brown spots on it, please hang on to it. I'm getting a 300 horse Merc on the Angler Quest this year, Stephen. Mike, is it true you have to register your deer online? It is true. In theory, like most first year laws, rules, regulations, it will have no teeth to it. But yes, it'll be mandatory online deer registration. Ed got a big walleye with a tapeworm down on Lake Erie yesterday. David does it. Bernie says David lives in the UP, right? Upers have the great attitude. Nah, I'll get to it tomorrow, eh? Hey, Josh, how you been, buddy? Have you been out fishing my skinny water? Will you save some fish for me? Because I'm jonesing to get out there real bad. So save some fish in those skinny water. So yes, that's the thinking. You're going to have to register your deer online next year. Several things I want to talk about tonight. I mentioned that hopefully June 1st, I'll go live from the Angler Quest, not fishing, but in the slip at the marina to walk you through the new boat. And then the following Wednesday, June 8th, hopefully I will be live at the Brenton USA factory in Lansing, where I will take delivery of my new Brenton USA 350 Legend. And what does a 350 Legend shoot? 350 Legend ammo. What is a 350 Legend? It is a straight-walled cartridge, which makes it legal for all seasons in southern Michigan. I'm seriously thinking, Ross, listen to this. I am seriously thinking they do, 2022. Absolutely, yes. It will be, technically, it will be a law for the fall 2022 season. My point is, first-year laws have no teeth. And that's what Chad Stewart from the DNR told me today during the radio show for this weekend. Am I going to go out and pre-fish? If I have a boat, you can bet your rear end I'm going to go pre-fish. 1 acre to go. How much grass do you have there, Dave? Yeah, I will be out pre-fishing. Yeah. I'm busting those crawlers out. I don't think so. Chris checking in from Kansas. So, Ross, here's what I'm thinking. When I go bear hunting with Ron St. Louis of Northern Wilderness Bear Outfitters in White River, Ontario, Canada, in the middle of August, I will definitely use my dart and crossbow. But I am seriously thinking, if and when I get my Michigan bear tag for the 3rd season in the Newberry District, Josh hasn't been out. Hope in the middle of next week and get into that skinny water. Like I say, save me some fish, man. Hello, Roger and Becky. Hello, Jeff. So, Ross, here's what I'm thinking. Johnny says the cows will get out and finish it. And Johnny gave me his blessing. Johnny says, use whatever you want. I had the 350 Legend. What made me pick the 350? I just felt the 450 was a bit too big for what I need. So Ross and Johnny, I am seriously considering, hey, good evening, Joe. How are you, buddy? Using my 350 Legend on my Michigan bear hunt. Now, I've never killed a Michigan bear before. I've killed a lot of bears. All of them have been with a bow or a crossbow or a recurve or a compound. But if I can go up and kill a bear in White River in August with a crossbow, I'm seriously thinking about using that Brenton 350 for my bear in Michigan. Go to a solid core. All right, Adam, I will take that into account. And Jason says 350 is half the price for ammo of the 450 Legend. Same blind, but it doesn't go 20. Yeah, I'm thinking. I honestly, I'm really thinking about that 350 Legend right there. I've never killed a bear with a gun, and it somehow seems very appropriate and very fitting to kill my first Michigan bear with a Michigan-made rifle, that Brenton USA hunting rifle. Derek says the Legend 350 is like a super long 9mm. Funny you should say that, Derek. Funny you should say that. I just happen to have here a box of 9mm. Now, why would I have 9mm? I don't know. There you go. There is a 9mm, and there is a 350 Legend. And you know what, Derek? You're pretty close. I mean, I've never thought about this before. Man, that's a great observation. It is. It's like a long 9mm. Thank you, Derek. I hadn't realized that. Thinking about using your 30-30 Marlin with Johnny. Going to use your pistol for bear. And that's the great thing about bear hunting. They're coming into a bait at a known distance and a known location. So you pick your tool. Pick your tool. Bernie says, my family shoots 5 to 7 deer here just about every year. We never report any numbers ever. Many of my neighbors the same, so I always wondered the accuracy of the DNR count. Best count you can get in this area is a local bar. Can't argue with that. 454.454. Looking to put one together for yourself and the AR platform. It's close. Ron says it's closer to a 357 mag. Well, all right. A 9mm and a 357, in many revolvers, you can shoot interchangeably. So, Ron, are you telling me that the diameter of a 357 mag and a 38 special are actually different? Or your Marlin 444? I'm using the wrong. Oh, see, I cannot believe that Tim Binns didn't catch this. Look at this thing right here, right? Where it says Mike Avery. Boom. Now it's officially Wednesday Night Live. Tim Binns, you are just, you're losing it, buddy. 350 is 355, I believe. So you guys are slightly. Good evening, Rick. You guys are far more knowledgeable in ballistics than I am. Johnny said, I've seen a shot with a 243 up to a 338 and a drop on the pile, even a 357 mag. So if you put it in the right spot, absolutely. Absolutely. You are slacking, Tim. You are slacking. Yeah, you knew what I meant. Jeff, you knew what I meant. I'll get to it. So I'll bet you, Johnny Bowler, there's no doubt in my mind that I could take this little 9mm, and if I shot that bear in the head, well, would a 9mm penetrate the skull of a black bear or would it bounce off? That's a good question. But if I shot him in the heart, he's going to die right there, right? No doubt about it. I'm getting to it, Ross. I'm getting to it. And David's buying all the bait. Hello, Joe. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. Yes, Tim Ben, you are. Tim, you are slacking. You're my tech guy. Before we get to the radio show rundown for this week, let's talk about turkey hunting a little bit. I hate those birds. The only bird I hate more than turkeys are the ones that I call the big flying rats, and those are geese. Now, seagulls are flying rats. Geese are big flying rats. I hate those birds too. But I really hate turkeys, and I am genuinely concerned about the turkey population in Michigan. And I'm intrigued by the fact that across much of the state, birds are not gobbling this year. And my question is, we genetically hunted the rooster pheasants that cackled when they flew. We hunted them out of existence because the birds that cackled got shot. The birds that didn't cackle didn't get shot. So now we don't have any birds that cackle when they fly up. Are we seeing this? And this may be really stupid, but are we seeing the same thing with turkeys? Because birds that gobble are much easier to kill than birds that don't. Are we seeing something like that? Chris is having the same problem I'm having. 10 gauge equals dead birds. You know what? A 410 equals dead birds too. Oh, before I forget, well, I won't forget because it's in the rundown. So I'll get to it here in a minute. It's a Michigan morale, T-bone steak and baked potato night. I'm doing good, Joe, but I'm not eating morels, T-bones, and baked potatoes tonight. Get Ross to call one in for me. You mean sitting on my deck? Oh, sorry, Ross. Completely legal and absolutely ethical. Nothing wrong with that. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time. I had a seagull with a weeded up bandit on the surface a couple of weeks ago with a ballot. I have caught seagulls on Hottentots before, and they put up a hell of a fight. Never seen a turkey drop from a 410? I'll tell you what, Ed, when we get done here, you're watching on Facebook. You scroll down this Facebook page, and you will see at least 2 birds, maybe 3 that I can remember right off the top of my head that were killed with a 410. Hard to find a turkey in Walmart right now? Yeah, that's because nobody can find them in the woods. I agree with you. I think they're being trained to be quiet, just like the rooster pheasants were. I'm just wondering if turkey hunting in the future is going to be different. Now, see, Patrick brings up a good point. This is not statewide. Like Patrick said, plenty of birds in Oakland County. They started gobbling again this week after being quiet for a week. I can't believe people are killing birds with a 410 with a number 9 shot. Well, I don't think it's a number 9 shot. I think it's a special 410 turkey load. But yeah, they're doing it. Absolutely. That's interesting, isn't it, Tim? It's worth a conversation just to see where it goes. I know it, Jeff. I know it. Johnny says, I have zero interest in turkey. Lots of turkeys at Fort Gratiot Township. See, there it's sporadic, but there's no doubt that across the country, bird numbers are down. Let me get to this week's radio show rundown because it leads me into some other topics. This week, Mark Sack from Great Lakes Sportsman talks about springtime bluegill fishing. Nothing better than springtime bluegill fishing with a fly rod or getting young kids out to fish bluegills. Then, and here's why I bring up the rundown right now. Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters joins me to talk about an opening that we have for this year's hunt in Ohio. It is the 3rd week in September. It is September 17th through the 21st. We come in Monday the 16th, and we hunt Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And actually last year, Bill let us hunt Saturday as well. A group of us went down there last year and we had an absolute riot. I think of the 10 people in camp, 3 of them shot deer. If you count Brent's deer in there, he came a couple of weeks later. It's a free range hunt. It's not behind a fence. Not that I have anything against hunting behind a fence, but this is a free range hunt. It's $2,400, but that is lodging, that is meals, that is everything except your license. And he's actually giving us a little bit of a price break. It's a good price. Now, I realize $2,400 is a lot of money. Johnny says, okay, did you tell him no F-bombs? I didn't have to because he knew, but I did tell him, Johnny Bowler, talking about his price. I said, I would pay $2,400 just to come down and hunt with Johnny Bowler. And he said, yes, indeed. Jeff says, interesting comment on the gobbling toms. Why not? We did it to the pheasants. And we're shooting up all of UP bucks with brow tines. So see, maybe I'm not that far off base, huh? It's just something I've been thinking about when I've been sitting out here on an 80-degree day in the middle of the day, on a sunny day, in the middle of May, when the birds should be gobbling their heads off and they won't make a sound. Jason says that's cheap. Jason, you want to come and join us? You would be a great addition to our camp. So we have one opening left. It is October 17th through the 21st. You're hunting Knox and Licking counties in Ohio, 2 of the best whitetail counties in the country. Yeah, Ross said he paid almost that much to hunt with Johnny Bowler for black bear. Well, that was at the Trinity Monitor Wild Game dinner and fundraiser. So that, the price was inflated there. John says, take this one step further. What about if the fish are getting smarter because we're catching and keeping the dumb ones? And here's Scott. Okay, Scott brings up another very interesting point. He says there are no jakes around to get those big toms to gobble. Now, that is absolutely the case on the property I'm hunting. There is not a jake on the property. There is not a jake in the section. I have not seen one while hunting. I have not seen one driving the roads. I have not heard one call from the roost. I have not called one in. If you have jakes in the area, you will know it. Because in the morning on the roost, they'll give you a gobble that is obviously a jake, and they will come in like a group of 13-year-old boys to a decoy. I mean, they're crazy. Good point. Turkey numbers down across the country. Kentucky, Alabama, Georgia doing studies to find out why. I can't wait to find out. Coyotes, and we had this discussion earlier. Yeah, coyotes. But has there been a marked increase in the coyote numbers in the last 2 years that would correspond to the decrease in turkey numbers? No, Ross, that's not true. In theory, it is, but that's not working for me. And I'm not convinced I even have 2 long beards left. I think one of them might be gone. So anyway, Bill Piles, look this guy up, OhioBowhuntingOutfitters.com, OhioBowhuntingOutfitters.com, family-owned operation. Tim says they haven't seen a jake all year. I need a funky chicken decoy. I need something. OhioBowhuntingOutfitters.com. Check out the operation. I will personally vouch for them. We put together the first outdoor magazine, or Mike Avery Outdoors outing, whatever you want to call it, last year. It was a huge success. We're back for year number 2, but we have an opening. Go to the website, OhioBowhuntingOutfitters.com, to get in touch directly with Bill, or send me an email to Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com. That's Mike at MikeAveryOutdoors.com, and I will put you in touch with Bill. It's $2,400. You don't have to come up with it all right now. Bill is a great guy. He will let you pay on the installment plan. 3rd week in October. Then in hour number 2 of this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show, talk with Chad Stewart of the DNR, talking about fawns. It is the whitetail fawning period here in Michigan. Does are dropping their fawns. Also, I talked with him about that mandatory deer check-in. This is not something new. Even though there was somebody in the pseudo outdoor media who claimed it was big news and broke it on their show. No, It is, Joe, it is October 17th through the 21st. We would drive down on Sunday, October 16th. You could actually drive down after church. We hunt Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you want, you can hunt Saturday. Price is $2,400. Do we still need drivers for wounded? It's walleye for warriors. We don't call them drivers. We call them boat captains. You don't have to call yourself a fishing captain, John. And Scott Hand, if you're still on here, are we still looking for captains? Thank you, John. I'll find out. Hey, good evening, Craig. How are you, buddy? Oh, that's Michelle. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Chad Stewart talks about this mandatory online check-in. Not a surprise. They've been telling us about it for 2 years that it was coming. Well, it's coming. Then Nick Green of MUCC talks about a fundraising effort they're having that I think is wonderful. They're having it's not a raffle. It's not a giveaway. It's a derby. I don't know what you would call it. But if you go to mucc.org, there's a banner on the top of the website, and you can click on that, and you can enter to win We Are Full. Done with Walleye for Warriors Boat Captains, We Are Full. Thank you, Scott. And thank you, John, for asking. Hello, George. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. mucc.org. At the top, there's a banner. You can click on that, and you can enter to win a fishing contest, a half-day Lake Michigan salmon and trout fishing charter with Jimmy Gretzinger of Michigan Outdoors TV and Nick Green, the editor of the Michigan Outdoors magazine. I'll come back to that, Tim. Remind me. Craig's got the crud. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You know why, Michelle? You know why, because he's working his butt off. And I won't say there's a lot. Sorry, Craig. I almost made it too easy. You know I love you, buddy. Anyway, it's a fundraiser. Any proceeds from that are going to be used to pay for the legal fight. I don't want to say against the tribes, but the legal fight in the consent decree negotiations to protect our sport fishing rights when in negotiations with the tribal netting fishermen. And in hour number 3, a conversation I love to have, retired Coast Guardsman Joe Marion talks about staying safe on the water. Yeah, it's catching up with him. Yep, I can see that happening. I did not, Jeff. Still working on it. Well, here's the thing, John. If they do a mandatory deer check-in, it's not in person. It's virtual, so it doesn't take any staff. All they have to do is build the back-end infrastructure and build the app. And it's not in person. It's online. I think there will still be a couple of, and it's a good point. I should have asked Chad this and I forgot. Will there be any spots where you can check them in person? I don't know the answer. Cabin stuff. Well, that's good. Hey, Mike, how are things in Marlette? Okay, let me go back to this one. Here's the thing. We had planned on doing a Wednesday night live at the Lumberjack, the Forward Corporation Lumberjack restaurant in West Branch. Like everybody else, they have staffing issues. They're having a hard time getting enough people to staff the restaurant on a regular basis, let alone us bring in a couple hundred people. So we're kind of on hold for that. There is something possibly in the work. I know in Ohio it works very well. There is something possibly in the works that Oscar enjoys. Don't count on it, but Dave and I are working on something. In the meantime, I hope to do a Wednesday night live, Wednesday night, June 1st, from the New Angler Quest. I will not be fishing that night. I will be tied off at the dock, and I'll walk you through the new boat. That is, if I have the new boat by then. That's June 1st. That's only, 2 weeks away? Hard to believe, isn't it? Yeah, it's 2 weeks away. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. And then we hope to do another Wednesday night live, June 8th, from Lansing, from the Brenton, USA factory. Brenton, USA makes the Brenton, USA hunting rifles. I have a 350 Legend waiting for me. This is not the Legend. This is the ammo. I have a 350 Legend. This is the ammo waiting for me with my name on it. And I'd like to go down there and pick it up. Okay. All right, Chris, got to go back to work. Okay, John was just saying, Ross, I was just thinking about this. Let me see what Ross just said. I don't know that they won't, Ross. I don't know that they won't. I mean, I guess I assumed that would be the case. If you check your deer in online, if you want, they will send you a successful hunter patch. I guess, I don't know. Probably just wildlife management units. Everything else will be online or call in. Probably, Ron. Probably. I think you're probably on track there. Yeah. Because they can't just, and again, I wish I would have asked Chad this. Because not everybody's online. Who said they'll bring the crawlers? You go ahead and bring them. It was a good time, wasn't it, Joe? I hope it does as well. Okay, this is interesting. Josh, help me out. Josh says, what are your thoughts on the walleye problem in Lake Erie? Josh, tell me, because I don't know, at least I don't think I know, what is the walleye problem in Lake Erie? I'll be happy to answer your question, but I want to make sure what I'm answering. Josh says, what are my thoughts on the walleye problem in Lake Erie? I have an idea what I think that might be, but I don't want to comment till I make sure I'm commenting on the right question. Okay. Patrick, that's Patrick. So what's the problem? We're waiting to find out, Patrick. Okay. And regarding this turkey situation, should the DNR jump on this and be proactive? Scott says, looking back at my earlier message, nets going into your skinny water area before walleye for warriors could be a problem. Yeah, it sure could be. Absolutely, it should be. Although you've been in there beating up on the fish lately. Save me some. You and Josh in there. Don't touch my fish, man. They're my fish. Don't you know that? Hey, listen, I am a Michigan deer hunter. So I come from the frame of reference that everything out there is mine. I'm being sarcastic. I'm being facetious, right? But this is what many modern day Michigan deer hunters think. Those are my deer. So I'm taking that over. Okay, Josh, I'll come back to it. I'm taking that now into walleye fishing, that my skinny water fish are mine and you stay out of there. I'm glad you brought this up, Josh, because here's the deal. It's not Lake Erie fish. It is Lake Huron fish. It is one fish out of Saginaw Bay, and it is 3 fish out of Lake Huron. So, in my mind, when you have hundreds of thousands of fish being caught, the fact that they find 1 in Saginaw Bay and 3 in Lake Huron, to me, is not a problem. It's not a problem at all. It's an anomaly, and it is something to be concerned with. But the media, MLive, social media, Facebook warriors have made this out to be something that it's not. Now, if you find a fish with that discolorization, hang on to it. Don't throw it away. Don't eat it, but don't throw it away, because the DNR wants to get their hands on it and see what the deal is. But again, when you have a fisheries population of millions of fish and you have 4 of them with some kind of anomaly, I don't consider that biologically significant. I'm not a biologist, but that's just my take on it, because Josh, you asked me what my take is. But I do find it interesting that certain people are blowing it Up. Scott, all the skinny water on Saginaw Bay is mine, and all of the skinny water fish are mine. I paid my license fees. I bought my license. I've been fishing out there for a long time. Those shallow fish are mine. And every Michigan white-tailed deer within 100 miles of where I hunt is mine as well. Doesn't make much sense, does it? When you look at it that way, hey, Gene, how are you? It doesn't make much sense. MSM, help me out. The MSM is making a big deal out of a second deer in Mataska County also. MSM, help me out, Bernie. Michigan social media. I don't know what MSM is. Why are they finding lamprey in Lake St. Clair and Lake Huron? They've been finding them there for 50 years. I know a lot of people who are getting out of Facebook, and nobody, mainstream media. Thank you. I live under a rock, Bernie. I don't know these things. Apparently, everybody else does. Hey, Jim, how are you? I admit to sometimes living under a rock. I live in my own little world, and I'm fine with that. But then you would come up with things like MSM. I don't know what it is. Okay, you will be very glad to know. Let me go back to turkeys for just a second. Should the Michigan DNR be proactive in this situation and do something about in particular, the fall turkey season, where in the southern part of the state, at least, you can shoot a hen? Should they be exactly? It's less stress. Yes, it is, Derek. Should the DNR be proactive and do something about it? Or is this just an anomaly? Again, I use that term, sorry. Is it part of a natural pattern that turkeys have? Is it part of a weather situation, weather related? That's a good thought, Joe. Maybe since I'm under a rock, the turkeys I've been looking for are under rocks too. I should look there. You'll be happy to know the goose barricade is up. I appreciate all the suggestions, from the bird be gone to the decoys to the dog to the CDs on strings. Nothing works. Nothing has worked. And I think maybe the reason is these are city birds. They're used to being around people. They're used to being around activity. They're not afraid of people. They're aggressive, loud, vocal, pooping, obnoxious, giant flying rats. That's what they are. I don't have those, Bernie, at all. What are the turkey numbers across the state? I cannot give you the latest numbers right now, Ed, because I don't know them. But they're less than they used to be, that much. And it's not just me. It's others I check in across the state. Jeff says the best thing, when he went to the cabin a couple of weeks ago, the signal on his phone was zero. He shut it off and enjoyed life unplugged. That's what we should all do, except for Wednesday night at 7:00. One final thing. And Dan comes back to the thing about predators eating turkey eggs and eating turkeys. And I don't deny that, and I don't discount that at all. But my only response to that is, are we seeing a drastic or dramatic increase in those predators in the last 2 years that would offset or equate to the drastic decrease in the number of turkeys in the last 2 years? I get it, but it's like, it's out of whack. And Wednesday mornings at 8:45, Gene. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's right. 8:45. Thank you, Davina. Davina, you have become such a loyal listener, a loyal follower. I appreciate that. I don't know. I mean, it's a logical question, right? Is bird flu a factor? And I don't know the answer. Jim says he can attest that no hunt in the fall in Gladwin keeps the hens plump for the winter. He sent many hens and jakes this season. Good. I'm glad somebody is. One final thought tonight. I love the fact that black bears are showing up in areas not seen in Michigan in large numbers before. I'm not saying the bear population is up, but the geographic distribution of bears in Michigan has definitely changed. They're working their way south. What happens is the young male bears during the breeding season, which it is right now, they get pushed out of their territory by the old boars. So these young males, the young boars, go wandering looking for females, for sows. They can't go north because there's water up there and there's a big population of bears. They can't go to the UP, so they work their way south. And as an example, I agree with you, Davina. As an example, last night, a bear showed up at somebody's bird feeder in Midland County. In fact, honestly, it was a mile from where I used to live a few years ago. And they posted it on social media and people freaked out. Absolutely freaked out for their safety, for their kids' safety, for their pets' safety. Oh my God, we have a bear in the area. Kill it. I don't think anybody said that, but we don't dare to go outside. So, no, there still is on WPHM. There still is, Ed. People up north realize, for the most part, that bears are not dangerous. You know, you can live with bears. They're not going to hunt you down. They're not going to kill you. They're not going to maim you. They're not going to eat you. But in areas where bears haven't been before, some people are a little hinky. Just rest assured, my friends, no black bear in Michigan is going to wander out of the woods and attack you as you stand on your back porch, smoking a cigar or having a beer. Cass County, too. Cass County is pretty far south to have a bear. Gene, I hope to be out there, too. All right, my friends, I started talking about patio and cigar, and I do not, John. And got me thinking about Maker's Mark, and got me thinking about this, and the fact there's no Maker's Mark in it, and the fact that it's Wednesday, and it's time to wrap up Wednesday Night Live, so I'm going to do that. I would tell you this, please, as we get started here. There we go. I think you can still hear me. There we can. Yep. The website is MikeAveryOutdoors.com. The email address is mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com. Please feel free to reach out to that email address. Questions, comments, criticisms, anything you want to know. That's the way to get in touch with me. If you want to join us on our Ohio bow hunting adventure this fall, send me an email to mike@MikeAveryOutdoors.com or reach out directly to Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters, his website, OhioBowHuntingOutfitters.com. All right, my friends, have a good night. And thanks for joining me on this edition